There's a new stud in town. What'd you hear about him? Well, they said that he's big and strong and good looking.
You gotta get your act together.
Harder, stronger.
Hairy, sweaty, macho.
Real physical strength. He'll never stop.
So this dude, Dave Wells, hits me up. I realized pretty quickly, and actually David's question helped me get better understanding. You know, he's asking about the goblet squat. What do you do when you get to a weight that makes it uncomfortable to get kind of achieve failure around 4 reps, because the dumbbells are so heavy? And then I realized, like, a lot of gyms, most gyms probably don't have super heavy dumbbells, because I'm biased by working out at like super meathead gyms for the last 20 years. And it got me to thinking, like, okay, let me take some time to not only detach myself from my experience and my level of kind of fitness physically, but also my experiential stuff when it comes to how I go about being inside the gym. All right, so David was having a problem getting heavy enough dumbbells up without hurting his biceps or his forearms and stuff. And it's a really good question, because the goblet squat's kind of peculiar and it's not something that most people are super used to, but it is a great exercise. So here is a little demo video to show you how you go about doing that and what you should be doing throughout the entirety of the movement with the goblet squat. Instead of trying to hammer, curl, or swing it up, load it up on something higher, like I did here on a bench, and then get in the bottom position of the goblet squat and roll it back on. There, your wrists and your forearms are already at that 90-degree angle to take care of leverage. Keep that angle right here, 90 degrees from the ground, the entire time, all the way down, all the way up. I'm allowing leverage and science to take the brunt of it instead of my tendons and my biceps. Notice right here, I'm going to pause, and you can see the whole time I'm keeping that angle with my forearm, so it also keeps my back straight and upright, and it makes for a better goblet squat. So there's a little tip. Thank you once again to Dave Wells for a great question, and check out the Apex program exclusively at Train Heroic. And then also he asked about Smith machines on deadlifts and on squats and bench press. My take on the Smith machine is I'm not like most like super classic meatheads where it's like the Smith machine is gay. And I know that's like meme stuff, but it's true. Like real meatheads will put, like, if you squat in the Smith machine, when are you going to come out to your parents? I'm not that guy, because look, some of the greatest physiques squatted in the Smith machine because of just the way their biomechanics are. The squat and the deadlift are so extraordinarily dependent on the way that your body is built. They really are. One of the main reasons why I didn't include barbell back squat and then the deadlift on my Apex program is not because they're not good. It's not because they're not useful. It's because there's far too much variety. There's no way, there's no reason, there's no meaningful reason why you can't do chin-ups. There's no meaningful reason why you can't do incline dumbbell press. There's no explanation. I don't care if you're short, fat, big, naturally gifted, naturally strong, naturally weak, tall, lanky, stocky. There's just no reason all the exercises I picked can't be done. So the deadlift, if you have extraordinarily long limbs and a short torso, you're just going to be good at it. Okay, that's just the way it is. The leverage, the way you're set up. If you have short legs but long arms and a long torso, you're going to be good at it. And it's going to be easy for you to get into a position where you're not compromising your lumbar. And if you are built differently, if you're built like me, deadlifting is not going to come that easily. Squatting kind of always came easily to me. I never really hurt myself squatting, even when I was going heavy and really pushing myself. I always had pretty good dorsiflexion and ankle and knee mobility, and I'm not particularly tall. I don't know, it just works out. So there's a lot of factors when it comes to squatting and deadlifting. If you find that you can achieve a more upright torso with squatting in a Smith machine, I'm all for it. C-Bum, for instance, is a great example of a guy who squats in the Smith machine for that reason. It just is easier with his biomechanics. Dorian Yates is another one.
What's your thoughts on barbell squats?
Well, I didn't do them. I did them when I first started training, yeah. I was always getting pain if I squatted with the free weights. Check out your own structure and how they feel for you. Watch Tom Platz do a squat. His upper body's like that. His quads are doing all the work. Well, we're taller and we're going to lean forward. Therefore, it's going to be more on the lower back, more on the hips.
Dorian Yates says, look, if you can squat like Lee Priest and can stay completely upright while you're doing your barbell back squat, you should do it. I couldn't, and I found that I could get a really good amount of tension into my quads and my glutes by squatting in a Smith machine. So he did it, and he went really heavy, and he got really good, and he had great legs. So that's my take on the squat. There's no reason to deadlift in any way. Arguably, you could do like variations of the Romanian deadlift in a Smith machine, but there's no reason you should ever deadlift in a Smith machine. It's just insane. That's an insane idea. There's some argument for rows. Bench pressing, I guess. I don't see the value unless you get really scared about having a squatter, but not having a spotter. But honestly, it would be so hard if it was going heavy and you're getting to failure. It'd be so hard to roll it back anyway at the bottom position. There's just no reason to be bench pressing in a Smith machine. Incline bench pressing in a Smith machine does make sense because you can really dial in where it hits on your clavicle. I found incline pressing, if you're going to do barbell incline press on a Smith, does have some advantage, and you can kind of control the movement a little bit better and get a little bit more tension in the area that you want to train, simply because you're not having to worry about the angle at which the bar goes up and down. Those are my feelings on it. Those are outside of saying like I don't think you should ever deadlift on a Smith machine. I don't think those are particularly objective or hard ideas. Those are just my opinion. Go ahead and feed me questions if you have a question like Dave did. Great question. Thank you, Dave. On my Instagram, TikToks, and all that, I'm at Mike Catherwood. And in this crazy mixed up world that makes you think that nobody cares, remember, I do. Be good.